part 2.
Welcome
to part 2.
Y'all, Poodle just told me that 8 a.m. is too early to work out. And I looked at him like, people work out at like 6 a.m.
I know.
And he said no. In fact, I used to go to a boot camp with you at 6:30.
And the only reason we would get up and do it is we would drag each other there.
And because the boot camp instructor, Bernardo, would sometimes take his shirt off if we did really.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gays. Let's love.
Was it 6:30?
It was 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, that was so awful.
It was horrible.
You know, I felt better the rest of the day, though.
I did feel better.
I don't like physical activity that early in the day.
I'm just
makes
doing
me
Pilates.
tired.
Pilates is different for me.
I know.
I can't do Peloton at 8 in the morning. That's hard.
Yeah. I
Anyway.
understand you don't come at me saying I like it really give me energy. I don't give
at
a
him.
shit.
Come at
I don't
him.
give a fuck what it does for you. To be honest, I'm just telling you the body does not like to be done that way in the morning.
Opinions and things said on 90-Day Gays are not actual science
From
said by doctors.
From my medical opinion.
Please do not put this out on your social media as fact. Welcome to 90-Day Gays.
This is part 2 of our Hey episode.
Part 2. Y'all, we took a little break. We got ourselves refreshed.
Some sugar. I refreshed my drink.
Poodle got something in his butt. We're feeling good.
I asked you to leave for about 45 minutes.
And I'm back. And here I am. So this is part 2 of episode 13 of Happily Ever After.
And we jump right in with Angela and Michael. First of all, this will they or won't they thing
It's wedding day.
is finally, we think, going to happen. And it could not be less anticlimactic.
Go
or more
to
anticlimactic.
the chapel and we don't give a fuck. Go to the chapel and we're got our cigs in our bra. We
I really
really
hate you and I'm gonna get married when I'm wearing a green bra.
It's actually kind of blue aqua. Doesn't fucking matter.
Y'all, she's wearing a green bra.
I don't like to say this word. It was trashy.
I think it's just she just forgot.
Then don't. I guess you have to wear a bra.
I think Angela has to wear a bra.
Because Michael would lose an eye.
I think everyone in present would need that.
In those, I guess, but
those seal pups would be out going,
yeah, it's true. But doesn't, I mean, it's not like he's in the country in Nigeria. I guess they just didn't have time to go buy a new bra.
I guess.
I feel like every woman I know that got married, their undergarments are a big deal, and they are well thought out before they put on a dress.
Was there not someone on production? Is there just some old grip on a camera?
Yeah,
who's
probably.
Just the only person there?
Because you know that hairstylist didn't give a fuck.
He was hot.
He was hot.
But was there not another woman they could have sought out that says, I'll give you $50 for your bra right now?
Where was Martin Short when you need him?
What?
From Father of the Bride, Martin Short.
Oh, right.
Where is Martin Short when you need him?
I just thought that was the weirdest non sequitur I've ever heard.
Y'all, if you haven't seen Father of the Bride with Martin Short,
You mean
and Steve Martin?
Steve Martin? Okay, first of all, I thought you were confusing the two.
No, do yourself a favor. That movie's good. I've never seen the second one.
I haven't either. Is that with the woman who married Brad Paisley?
Yeah.
Kimberly something Paisley?
Adams Paisley.
I don't think it's Adams.
She was also in that
maybe it is.
Folgers commercial Christmas ad.
What you remember her from a Christmas ad?
I loved commercials. That's one reason why I became a commercial actor. Is I really love commercials. I love being in them. I love what they do. I love them when they're good.
I can see you as a child. Mama, all I want to do is act in commercials.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to sing the I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a Dr. Pepper too? Dr. Pepper, kick.
Let's move on to something.
That's where I kick in the choreo, Dr. Pepper, and
Let's
go
move
kick.
on to something less sad.
It's true. Actually, well, then we can't talk about this wedding.
So this is
that's sad.
Post the club where she fucking lost her mind.
It is.
She's wearing a rainbow dress straight out of Three's Company's Mrs. Roper.
Yep.
And
she got it at the Cato Plus outlet, y'all. I'm just saying.
Do you think this bouquet looks fake? Like,
no, yeah, they talked about the squad. It's fake. So this is a whole thing in our Sissy Squad. Y'all, if you're not part of the Sissy Squad, jump in it. You'll find some info.
I don't want it to color. I don't read it before we do the podcast. I don't want it to color my views.
Well, I don't mean to read it, but there's sometimes people just talk about things in the episodes. And what I learned, there is not so much in the States, I think, but there are a lot of people that do traditionally fake bouquets for their weddings. So yes, It was fake. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
And when it's well done, it's beautifully done. And then the way they look at it is you do something fake and then it lasts forever. It's like homecoming. You know when you put a mum? You remember when you used to get mums on homecoming and the guys would wear garters?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's fake, but then it lasts forever. Or until
you break up. It looks trashy.
I feel
like ours were real flowers.
I think people in the States have. Oh, you mean your homecoming? Oh, wait, maybe that was a real mom. I don't remember. I remember I got my girlfriend a long. I got my girlfriend Lacey a Longhorn because my friend Crystal Garrison.
If I keep talking.
No, Crystal Garrison used to work at Video Advantage, and she used to let me. She used to let me tan for free, but she also did the mums for my girlfriend Lacey was her best friend. So Lacey had a Longhorn in it that lit up. Oh, wait, maybe that was Jessica.
I'm confused.
I was very fastidious about my mums for my ladies.
Why were you able to tan for free at Video Advantage?
Because the tanning thing was in the back of Video Advantage.
Of course. You know what? I didn't have to ask that.
It was right by.
I knew.
Hot Zone Pizza. We'd get pizza, and then you go tan.
And then you go tan. Hot Zone tan.
Yeah, because the doctor told me it was good for my acne.
Or you could have just tanned yourself in the pizza oven.
Same.
It would have been the same thing.
Same. True.
The doctor told you it was good for your acne? Wow, times have changed.
Times have changed. Doctors used to tell people that, like, get out in the sun a little bit. It's good for acne. Helps dry. Which is not true.
When I had that kind of when I had that psoriasis breakout on my leg.
Maybe it is true.
Yeah, or that's when they wanted they would tan in very small batches. Like you would tan in like 10 minutes on either side.
Oh, that's all I could ever do in a tanning bed. You know what I miss about the tanning bed? I miss that smell of just like you're kind of
burning flesh.
It does smell good though when you leave with a little bit of coconut oil.
My mother was tanning for a while, and her doctor said, "You need to stop tanning." She's like, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll just look washed out all the time."
You've never been to a tanning bed?
I
thought you used to be obsessed with tanning.
No, I was when I had. I do like to be tan, but I never went to a tanning bed until I had that rash.
Never. That was the first time.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Not even a sexual experience in a tanning bed.
No.
Really?
I wasn't obsessed with that part of beauty like you were.
No, I just went because it was free and because the doctor told me to go.
I wonder how many males who weren't interested in bodybuilding went to the tanning bed at that time.
A lot, because the doctor would tell them it would be in the winter. It's good for your acne. A lot of guys would go.
So weird.
Kelly Neal had one in her house. I think she still does. She looks 50.
Wait, in her house?
Yeah, she had one in her house, and she tanned every day, and her hair is to this day still white, blonde.
How?
dyed blonde.
You know, I can't wade into this very deep.
She's sweet.
I'm going to pay for even talking about the tanning place that was connected to the video store.
Video Advantage.
Video
Advantage.
Video Advantage.
Anyway, y'all. So, okay. So, Amber, they wake up the day of. Angela's already.
I'm in my anxieties.
She's just already. They get out of bed. Michael's so nervous, he farts on her.
He's like, "Did you just poot on me?"
And you know, it
Did
made
you poot?
And it made me think.
Come at us if your house says poot. It's very
Poot,
southern.
It's very southern. The thing is, it made me wish that, like, sometimes I wish they didn't have to create all this drama for Angela and Michael, because sometimes just being them and kind of getting along is enough.
I feel like she does it so well. Like, she's great with playing up stuff for the camera.
But she's always stressed out. Like, they could be going and getting ingredients for meatloaf, and it would be funny and stressful, but not hugely dramatic. Fuck you, I'm leaving you, let me verbally abuse you.
I think she knows what role she has to play.
She was on Maury Povich.
Exactly. She loves drama. So she says, "Give me something to drink, Michael." And I wrote down, what the fuck is he making?
Okay.
Here's the ingredients. It looks like some type of, like, michelada.
Yeah, that's like,
it looked
their
like
version of a michelada.
Beer.
And then
tomato sauce.
But it wasn't tomato sauce. It was
tomato juice.
Just a bottle of fucking hot sauce.
Yeah, no, I feel like there was a bottle of tomato juice, I think it was.
Oh, okay, good.
And then there was a lot of hot sauce.
And you know what I thought?
I think it was a michelada.
I thought Angela is
their version.
Really overweight and smokes.
And that's what they drink in the morning.
And you can't tell me this doesn't bother. How come she doesn't have acid reflux and we do?
That is unfair. You're exactly right.
Y'all,
do you know what would happen to me if I drank
me too.
If I drank a fucking Bloody Mary in the morning?
I would be burning the whole day.
I would breathe fire.
It would be. I would feel horrible the whole day.
I'd have to lay in bed the whole day.
Yeah. No, I'd have to stand up, so I couldn't. Y'all, it'd be a whole ordeal.
I'm angry about this cruelty.
And Angela could, because smoking is like makes your
acid reflux go way worse.
So it has to be. And I'm like, what the fuck, God?
That's why her stomach hurts. Exactly.
Already her
WTF Jehovah.
And her cholesterol's not high? Come on.
I agree. So she's in her anxieties. She's kind of still baiting him with, like, I maybe will marry you. And I'm just like, I'm to the point where I'm like, this is not charming for me anymore.
No.
This is not. I don't really give a shit if you get married. I don't give a shit if you stay married. I don't even really. It doesn't even. I'm not even annoyed that you've guilted this man who, I don't know, definitely is using you to get to the U.S. Anymore. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for anybody. I just really would rather not see either of your stories play out anymore.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, I'm done.
I'm done. I'm Mother Debbie done.
Now, if that hairdresser wants to start his own OnlyFans, I'm interested.
So they wake up, y'all, and I wanted to say, she did say, she's like, Michael, it's been a beautiful journey. And I went, ha! First of all, let's think about what would their memories reel look like? Memories of the life we've left behind.
Fuck you, Michael. Fuck you and the horse you rode it on.
Misty watercolored memories.
Baby. I took the blue job. I took the blow job. This is what I'm talking about. We're done. Baby, I'm sorry.
Life we left behind.
You took my money, Michael. You took my money from the ATM. You're a sorry son of a bitch.
Watercolored memories of the way we were.
And scene.
And stuff like,
I think that was our first montage.
You had it, Michael. You did. This is the last straw. There have been at least 30 last straws.
30.
Yeah.
Last straws.
You went and going to fuck some bitch. Yeah, it's just after a while we get so immune to it, y'all. I just wonder, are there any? It's interesting because they've talked about giving her own spinoff, and I don't know if she has.
Sorry,
any...
I forgot we were on radio. I was just shaking my head. No,
I don't know. I know. I was kind of like, use your words, Helen.
I just was like no.
Does she have? She had some notoriety at the beginning because she was so crazy and weird. Now we've just seen her be abusive. And honestly, what we've talked about has been either very colonial behavior with Michael and his family and kind of things that could be considered pretty racist, saying things. I'm so not interested. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to say. Like, I have a feeling, I think I care about most of what happens to these people. More that I've already predicted death for a lot of them, or death for their relationships. I definitely care about Kalani and Asuelu. I want to see how that story works out. I don't give a fuck about Colt. I want to see him get his just desserts, but I kind of am interested. I honestly have no interest in watching how Angela's story plays out anymore.
Again, it's like last week.
That's rough to say.
After last week, I was done. A fall from grace. Because we really liked Angela, and I think a lot of people did. They liked her heart. But, some people still do.
And I honestly kind of want to see Tania, that's their couple name, Tingen. Tania and Sinjin implode, because I want her to kind of like give it to him, and I want her to give it back to her. Paul and Karini,
no.
I kind of want them to go away, far away.
Karini to,
yeah. And Abby, and Andrei and Libby, I want her to go away and him to come live with me.
Yeah. God, he looks good. What are we talking about?
We're moving on to
we're almost done with
their beautiful journey, and we wake up in the morning. Angela has full-on troll doll hair. Like, this is so treated, y'all. What is the poor hairdresser going to even do?
It's so fried. When he comes over, well, first of all, they drive up to the venue. Looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
looks beautiful. They drive up.
She's real excited for cake, y'all.
Real excited for cake.
That's the most exciting thing.
But the hairdresser, again, y'all, and I noticed this too. I don't know if this hairdresser has actually been to hairdressing school. The way he grabs that top knot.
What gave you the indication? The way he held his comb in his own beard?
Yes.
Before he put it through her hair?
Maybe.
That's how he held it there.
Yeah. Or even when he held her top knot, it looked like the way the cartoon guys would hold their wives in the Flintstones.
A little dragging.
Hair, yeah.
I want to reiterate. He held the comb that he was combing her hair with in his own facial hair.
He also burned her with the flat iron.
I want to reiterate. He inserted the blue comb to hold it in his own facial hair. He then combed her hair with it, then put it back in his facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
I could not get past it. All I could do is stare at it.
You'd still suck his dick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just check him.
Yeah. His facial hair
with the comb in his beard.
We don't have to kiss. That would be a no kiss job.
Okay.
Because y'all, you can human hair and some facial hair. It's one of the most disgusting things in the world.
Oh God, here we go.
But the fact that it was sitting in his facial hair as a barber. You could never do that.
No.
I don't care where we are.
I don't think he's a barber. I don't think he's a stylist. I think he's one of
someone's
Michael's friends
cousin
at the club. Is like, can you do her hair? And he was like, sure.
He didn't do a bad job kind of putting it up.
It did look pretty when it was
up. He did put this enormous horsehair House of 11 fall in it.
And it was wrapped around her head like honestly, Angela is...
It looked like those snakes on Cubert. Remember Cubert snakes?
Yes.
That's what that fall looked like, y'all.
Cubert was gay, by the way.
Doink, doink,
Doink,
doink,
doink.
doink, dick, dick,
Well,
dick.
She really needed more Amber is a bigger woman.
Angela.
What I said? I said Amber.
Amber,
sorry.
you did.
Angela's a bigger one. And so with her hair in a top knot, she just kind of looked like...
She kind of she went full rock monster.
Yeah, it made her head look too small. She needed to actually get some extensions, like with some curls and like a little...
It should have been bigger, more volume.
Yeah, more volume.
I agree.
Anyway, y'all... They're getting ready. She's like, I still can't believe I can't. It's my tax-paying right to get married in America. And I went, oh, I'm glad you're remembering other things I dislike about you.
Y'all, everyone pays taxes. If you don't pay taxes, you're a deadbeat. It's just what we do. It offers you no special privileges.
It doesn't give you special privileges. Again, Ben Franklin said, death and taxes.
And people who use this kind of stuff, they say, my tax dollars, you know what, I pay taxes, so I get blah, 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 blah. You know what? You're going to pay taxes, and somehow the people who don't pay taxes, there are people who don't pay taxes, you're paying for them too. Guess what? That's life. Tough shit. Get over it. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about that.
I agree.
I'm not saying you're responsible for paying other people's taxes. That's life. That's life.
Oh,
I am on a tear today.
This is what happens when Poodle gets air
I've
conditioned.
had sugar.
He comes alive.
And I've had a drink, and I'm crazy.
Oh, God.
I'm Maggie the cat, and I'm alive. Daddy, I'm alive.
He really is Maggie the cat. Michael's with his friends, and they're like, Michael, this is it. This is past the point. This is it. And then that's when Angela comes out in her wedding dress, which is pretty, in a bluish green bra.
I just can't imagine there wasn't someone on production or someone to help us here. Because this woman had to have pictures taken.
But maybe that's why I made better TV.
I guess. This isn't like a bride emergency.
I know.
Anyway.
I'm just letting you get through it like it's trauma, and I'm just sitting with you right now. I don't know what to
also,
say.
I think Michael's suit fits so poorly. It doesn't fit well. There was no tailoring.
And it's she went to a really fancy shop to get it.
But y'all, no suit is really going to fit off the rack.
No.
For unless you're Florian, no suit's going to fit off the rack.
And she's been there for a bit. So can he try it on, and couldn't they get it tailored?
I don't know.
It's not like Nigeria's fucking
he looked like he was wearing
the outskirts of,
He looked like he was wearing his grandfather's suit. It was terrible.
Again, he looked like that high school kid. Sue me, what can you do me?
That would have been that purple suit would have been a great costume for Guys and Dolls.
Yep.
Again, y'all, the continuation of will they get married? Will Angela say I will submit to you?
When the vows say obey, she goes, huh?
And I say, who fucking cares?
Who fucking cares? Let's talk about St. John and Tania.
Oh, I thought it was Andrei and Libby first.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is Andrei and Libby first.
Let's talk about Libby and Andrei.
So you guys, Libby and Andrei, we're halfway, we're knee deep, we're fist and the ass deep,
and we're
or the vagina deep,
and we're fisting a punching bag,
and we're punching bags,
we're punching,
and
when Andrei does it,
and Coke face Charlie tries to punch it, and it kind of goes there, Coke bloat.
Chuck,
that's his name. My name for him from now
Coke
on
bloat
is Coke bloat.
I like that. Chuck hits it. It goes nowhere. In fact, Jen, his daughter, is way stronger than him. That's awesome.
But y'all,
when Andrei,
it knocked it back there. They had to remove it, and I jizzed in my pants. I gotta be honest,
y'all. I mean, I
understand completely why Elizabeth has it in for him. Because, y'all, he knows how to fuck.
He does.
He will fuck you and until you can't take it anymore, and he knows your body so well, he knows how far he can take you.
Riders on the storm.
Where was I? I'm sorry, I went somewhere.
Riders on the storm. Fuck you in the ass, and I'll say, hey, don't you pass. Riders on the storm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just woke up. Where was I?
These little faggots know the Doors. I'm shocked. Yo, we just sang the Doors for your mom.
Yeah, my mother loves the Doors.
Oh, I grew up listening to them all the time.
So
and then remember when the Lost Boys happened and everybody started listening to the Doors again?
Yes.
And then the Lost Boys was homoerotic enough, but then as a gay teenager, you started seeing clips of Jim Morrison, and what did you do?
Oh, he was so hot. I saw Jim Morrison's grave in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah.
With the guy?
Maybe. Or maybe I met someone later that night.
Wow.
And talked to him about it.
Anyway.
Did you your son?
Wow. Y'all, so it was hot. They hit the thing. And then they finally have, I guess, kind of a come to Jesus where...
Well, Jen basically says, I just wanted to ask you about a family issue we have. Now, First of all, the thing about it is, if I was Libby, first of all, when I heard you met with a friend of Andrei, where are you putting? You're gonna run?
No, my feet. I'm turning my shoes on because my feet are cold. Yeah,
it's actually chilly in here.
I know. I'm happy about it.
If you're, let's say, put yourself in Libby's place, and you're in Moldova, your husband's homeland.
Hold on.
I know.
My legs are up.
And he's pummeling you from overhead.
All
just
right.
smiling that kind of like devilish smile.
What did you want? I should pummel you.
Okay, I'm here.
Anyway, put yourself in that, and someone says, yeah, your sister and your brother, and they're like, yeah, we met with your husband's friend earlier because we wanted to ask him some questions. Your first response is, what the fuck?
It should be, why the fuck did you meet with my husband's friend and not tell me about it?
I would have lost my shit.
This is what I've said all along. Libby never defends or stands up for Andrei.
And it's not even, it's defending. It's like, this is my fucking business.
But yes, she never defends herself.
Oh. She just kind of sat there like a lump on a log.
Yes.
Or a bump on a log. And then he had to basically say, and they're like, yeah, he basically said that they were, Charlie, he basically said that they were forced out of the country. That's my Charlie. It's basically every, like, straight douchey guy I've ever known. They said they were forced out of the country. They were forced out of the country.
Yeah, there you are. There you are.
There's always, like, he's doing a key bump before every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This Moldovan Coke is rough. And Libby's like, what do you mean? I was forced out of the country. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
And he's like, okay, listen.
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 I tell you.
I'm going to tell you one more time that it's not about, I was being set up for a lot of reason.
And she's like, so wait a minute. Jen says, you left because you, like, did not want to, like, be basically in the mob and organized crime. And he's like, good logic, Jen.
Yeah, I love that. He's like, good logic.
And the thing about it is, then Chuck and Jen kind of finally get it. The fact that the police force in Moldova was corrupt. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't do what they wanted you to do, if they didn't do illegal stuff, they would set you up for something. You might go to jail.
Yep.
You'd be in a kind of a mafia thing. And they're like, oh, I get it now. You had to leave to get out of that. And I understand why you wouldn't want to talk about it. Yeah. But Charlie's like, I think there's still a lot more to talk about. I think we haven't heard all of it. And he has on the ugliest shirt, by the way.
You know what he
looks like? Green, ugly camo, like Old Navy second sale.
He looks like
And I'm not shitting on Old Navy because I love some Old Navy.
We love Old Navy, but he looks like
OP maybe.
He looks like he's a fat Street Fighter character.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like someone who's in Street Fighter, then they got older. He's maybe coaching. He started eating at like Mel's Diner, and now he's got that old 2000 haircut.
You know what he looks like? He looks like someone who like basically was at a strip club, told a woman he'd give her $500 if he could sleep with her. Then he gets really drunk. She makes fun of him. He like hits her so hard, and he actually kills a stripper.
Wow,
that's the seriously. That's what Charlie comes. Yeah, to me.
Yeah,
and like he dumps her body. Yeah, and Charlie would have no problem with it. He'd just go on with his life.
Trigger alert for some of you if you've been through this. Wow.
Sorry, I should have guessed
this
that.
This is like when Poodle said,
I think I've watched too much true crime.
You know when you drive on drive off a cliff or drive off at a lake in a bridge? You know how that, and then we had so many sissies saying, I tried to tell you that's a phobia. And so many people were triggered by that. You're like, what?
I think we got enough true crime people in here. They're going to be fine with that stripper story.
So y'all,
or dancer, I should say, exotic dancer.
So he kind of explains it to her, and then later they go to the balcony, just when they're going home, Libby and Andrei, and it's really the same beat, or second beat, same song. Basically, the whole thing. She's just like, this is what bothers me about Libby. Oh, bad hiccups. She says,
"Here we go.
Why wouldn't you tell me everything? Why wouldn't you? Why are you lying to me? I need to know everything. We're to get married. Here's the deal." What about love? What you got someone to care about you? What about love? Don't let him slip away. It's like,
what about love? I gotta finish. Don't you want somebody to care about you? What's the rest of it?
I don't remember.
Don't you want to say something like that?
Here's the deal. What if y'all, people behave the way you tell them, the way you condition them to behave.
Yeah.
So what do you think Andrei's response would be the next time he needs to tell Libby something? In this case, if Libby said, "Oh man, Andrei, what was that like for you to go through?
Yeah.
Was that scary?"
And I think too,
what was this? Boy, that had, you probably were so, for you to feel like if you told me that I would think less of you when you were trying to do the right thing. Wow, that's really fucked up. None of that.
You might need it someday. That's the final lyric. It just came to me. I think, too.
There's just no empathy of, it's such a privileged way of.
It is. And it's kind of like,
something that's unfathomable for a lot of us here in the U.S. Yes, there is police, cities, whatever, organized. What the apparently like buildings in L.A. can be corrupt. Like we have corruption. Don't get me wrong.
And it's also
but not like a whole system.
And I feel like it was probably for him. It was shameful to even talk about.
Yes.
And it was so shameful for him to even say, "I had to leave my own homeland." Which is a shameful thing.
Yes.
And
we see how proud he is of his homeland.
Just to talk about it would feel like he was being a coward.
Yes.
And so I understand. Also, he didn't want to why would he want to tell her details of stuff that like could get him in trouble or her in trouble? You know,
it's the same reason why Poodle doesn't talk about his past lovers to his new lovers.
I don't know. Mum. You know what? I've dated a couple people. How many relationships have you been in? Oh, you know,
like one real.
The amount of no one. How many have you had? How many have you had? Y'all always go one less. If they say 3 substantial relationships, you say 2. Honestly, because if you say. They're like, yeah, a bit like 3 long-term relationships, maybe 2, and you go 7. Just promise me, y'all. Always undercut. They don't need to know on the first date. The first date is not a time for complete honesty. You're just getting to know each other. Seriously. No, this is dead serious. You don't share everything.
You really need to get a 90-day fiance and be on this show.
No, literally, you just omit certain things. They don't need to know everything. Someone's dating history does not really reflect who they are.
Really, probably, I wouldn't talk about that on your first date anyway.
No. Oh, it's like normal things in a
if
gay,
somebody's talking about
date.
their ex on the first date, y'all,
Red flag.
Red flag.
But I will say, in a gay dating situation, it's usually you've moved faster. Kind of situation.
I feel like gay people can talk about their coming out experience on a first date.
That's the most boring thing.
But it's a bonding thing because we've all been through it.
Yeah, but
and you also kind of want to know. You do want to know, like
that's a second date thing.
I don't know, because if a guy told me like, oh yeah, you know, I came out or I tried to come out and my family hates me, and then I went to conversion camp and all that, and they went.
Well, that's
be like, whoa,
different.
that's a lot of. It's a bonding thing.
I understand, but like, I feel that there's a lot more to talk about than just your coming out stories.
What do you talk about on the first date?
Well, I already know what position they are in bed, because otherwise I don't.
Wow.
You talk about how they got to the city. You talk about normal things. You may talk about a little bit about coming out, but like, this is the thing. I think things are different now with
Online
gay dating.
Well, I'll dating, I think, online.
Yeah.
So you never ask if they have an Amex Platinum card?
No, they go to the bathroom and hopefully they leave their wallet.
Wow.
Or I look at their phone.
All on the first date, everybody.
All on the first date, y'all. Those are important things to know.
The romantic Poodle Boudreaux. All right. Any more? I think I'm done with Andrei and Libby. I mean, it's kind of the same notes, but anything
she
else?
basically says, I need you to tell me everything.
Everything. And so he does, and then she's
and then he kind of like loves her. He kind of like
and
hugs
he says,
her.
come here.
And then like gets really close to her and like eats her face. Okay, we're going to stop briefly for a commercial break. See you back here.
On to South Africa.
I'm going to ask you not to say South Africa and roll your R, although she did come at me.
You had a sissy who came for your South African accent.
I don't know if she came for you or me.
No, she came for you.
Maybe.
She said poodle. What did she say
Maybe
your
she thought.
What did she say your accent sounded like?
Someone from England who'd spent a week in South Africa. Fine, I'll be red. I don't mind being red. The whole family is going to Tania and Sinton, you guys. The whole family is going to the Winelands.
Yeah, it's the day after the Bray.
Yeah, the Bry.
The Bry, whatever. The barbecue. They had a big fight.
You just read what you read what you've written.
Yeah.
You don't think anything else. You just read the prompter.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
So they go wine tasting. This made me miss wine tasting in bars.
You're so bougie. This baby with wine tasting.
Y'all, I love a good wine tasting.
You know the saddest thing about COVID? No more wine tasting.
Yep. That's it. That's
Jesus.
it. That's it.
Oh, fucking gays. And their wine tasting. I went to Napa. It was amazing.
You don't like wine tasting, right? Because you don't understand why would you drink just half a glass of wine.
I'm okay with it.
Give me more. Pour more.
I'm okay with it. I don't usually like the people I'm with, who are the people who
that's the wrong choice. I go with fun people.
No, I'm talking about the people who you meet. Like when you go with like 2 or 3 people, you're always part of a group.
Oh no,
you're just
go to a private one.
Well, none of us are as bougie as you are. I find I like wine tasting. I feel like such a fucking fat cat when I go like, oh, can you please bring my bag, please? It always feels that way. I feel really entitled.
But if you ever get money, that's how you're going to be. You're going to make someone drive you around.
Yeah, but I'm not now.
That's fair.
It's going to be a whole new thing, y'all, when my bank account is full.
When he finds that husband. So, okay. So, there's they're all having wine tasting. They're all drinking. And then St. John's dad just kind of goes in.
I want to talk about the guy who shows them to their table, who has a jawline like Wreck-It Ralph.
He does.
He could like hold me up and spin me around and throw me around. Did you see his arms?
He was muscular.
He could throw me around, y'all.
Oh, God.
And like fuck me like a post hole digger.
Did you try to look for him on Instagram?
Maybe.
Y'all, sissies, if you find the cute wine that the Wreck-It Ralph that would wreck Poodle's Ralph, then find us.
He was very Bam Bam. And he wouldn't be a good lover. He'd just pound you.
Who played Bam Bam in the Flintstones movies?
I don't.
It was somebody hot.
Was it Freddie? Was it Freddie Prinze Jr.? Was it?
No, he was in Scooby Doo.
Who played Bam Bam? Now we're googling. I'm gonna keep going.
Sure.
So Dylan does show up with some arm braces.
He does.
And then the father's like, the stepfather St. John says, "We got to really see you last night." And mom says, "I felt a bit hurt." So they're basically going in.
They're going in on her.
Stepfather says, "Words are powerful." And I said, the stepfather here is really good at facilitating a good discussion. He's like a therapist. He's like Michael, the purple glass therapist.
It is. So my question to you, I can't believe I'm saying this. Again, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. Were they taking into consideration any of Tania's experience and feelings into this? Or were they just being on St. John's side? Because there's this idea, I got a little triggered when his dad said he's just a bit more easygoing. I think a lot of times we say guys are easygoing, and the translation of that is we're saying it's okay they don't take any responsibility. And a lot of guys say that. They'll say, "I'm just easygoing, babe," and I think it's a cop-out.
As much as I would like to disagree with you, I cannot.
What the fuck?
And I feel like life in South Africa for white men is just different. You can do whatever you want to.
You know, we had a sissy came for us and explained that in South Africa.
She didn't need to explain. She was asking for one word. She didn't need to explain anything to me.
No, but she talked about that the majority is not a lot of...
I knew that, and I misspoke.
I did not know that.
And the majority is African, black people.
But yet the minority...
The minority is the ruling class, the white people. I knew that.
I did not know that.
I just misspoke.
I did not know that.
And I think I said minority
But
people.
no, but I'm using that to kind of...
Oh, so you did not know that 90% of South Africans are black?
I knew there was I knew it was...
It's probably not 90%. It's a big percentage, though.
But I did not know they were by far the majority. Because
by far.
Because I just imagine coming from an American perspective that, surely these people were a majority.
Yeah, when you know someone who's South African, they're white. Yeah.
So I think that I'm actually trying to bolster what you're saying, that life for a white South African...
It seems like a bit of a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially a male.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I got to say, I think I would have started, if we could go back in time, I would start a GoFundMe to have Skexy Missy show up in the middle of this dinner and just lay them all the waste like fucking... like what? By the way, y'all, spoiler alert, just burn them all fucking down like Daenerys at the end of Game of Thrones.
Spoiler alert. I think they had a point here that what they were really trying to say is when you're at someone's house, don't pop off at their barbecue. That was the most important thing. Now, they did not need to gang up on her, which kind of started to happen.
Yeah, and they didn't. Maybe they also didn't mention that their son was bringing up really inappropriate personal things of a marriage at a barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, I'm defending Tania.
And he'd been drinking. The thing about it is, your friend called it. She saw her edit last season, and she's very careful.
Y'all,
that Tania that we're seeing this season is Tania who is biting her fucking cheek to say anything.
Probably,
we're seeing the best of Tania.
I think last season was more real Tania.
Yeah. We're seeing sanitized Tania.
Yeah.
Because, ooh, bitch, dude, she got hate last season.
She got the hate. She got the hate.
Yeah. She burned that pink shirt the premiere episode.
I mean, I wonder how mom and dad's were, because she's like, sometimes people argue just to argue. And I'm like,
you know what? I agree with that.
I went, yeah.
And that was an indictment of Tania. Tania like smiled and looked uncomfortable. I think too, he's worried about losing his freedom, but I would say, you know what? Don't worry about losing your freedom. Worry about finding a way for us to have commonality on our life together. And I feel like too, it's his biggest problem is not asking for things from her. He's just said, yes, I'll do that.
He's
yes,
a people
I'll
pleaser.
Do that. Exactly.
And this is what happens when you're a people pleaser.
Especially with Tania.
You please and please and please and please and please someone, and you get into the habit of, sure, I'll do that for you. Sure, that's fine. My needs don't need to be met. Sure. And then one day you start fucking resenting it.
Yeah.
And you start to try to break the pattern, and it is wretchedly painful for both of you.
It was probably like week 4 when your girlfriend was in Costa Rica learning how to be an herbal doctor.
Yeah.
And you had to drink some Jack
you know what the
by
moment,
your Skeksis mother-in-law.
The moment was, I think, when she said he's not my soulmate. I think that's what changed everything for St. John.
She'll never be able to live that down.
She won't. But I think that's what changed it for St. John and went, I'm going to stop giving to you so much anymore.
Y'all, if we didn't say before, when someone asks you if your husband is your soulmate,
say yes. Say yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, I can.
If you need,
yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm Montgomery Hill. Say yes.
Yeah, Montgomery Hill is not a lyric. Yes, I'll take a step. Yes, I won't. Yeah. Anyway, I think you're combining I'm Just a Bill and I'm Only Here on Capitol Hill. Which is the Schoolhouse Rock episode.
I'm combining that with Say Yes.
And I need to take a moment to process how I want to brain you with my fist. Y'all, it's actually not funny. I described the way his head was wired by, like, everyone had a god wiring them, and his god was, like, crossed. I'm like, yeah, this goes here. I'm going to put all the right stuff in this one's head, but I'm cross-eyed. I don't know where it goes. You mean well, but it all comes out wrong. Yes, I'm just a Bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Yes.
Yes, I can. Yes, I will.
And y'all, if you haven't seen Liza with a Z, it's a great, like, kind of like Bob Fosse directed it. You can find it on the internets, I believe.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So, do you want to move on to their friends?
Yes.
So they're going to go drink with hot Andrew and James.
Oh, Andrew could get it.
Oh, he could.
James,
St. John wants to start the night with Jaeger bombs.
Y'all, I'm just going to tell you this now.
What happened the last time you had a Jaeger bomb?
Nothing good can come of Jaeger bombs.
Nothing.
No. You're not going to have a good night.
I think
tonight's gonna be a good night. No, you're singing that on the way to the tow truck or the tow truck has towed your car, and you're sitting there in the tow facility puking your guts out.
Yeah, you're gonna puke if you drink Jaeger. I think the last time I had it was no, I don't even think college. I think I had such a bad experience in high school. That's all I ever did again.
Don't drink Jaeger in high school. God.
That and hot damn.
I didn't drink liquor in high school. I drank schnapps a little bit, but mostly beer.
That and Seagram 7.
Oh, Jesus. God. You what? High school kids, if you're listening, we do have a 16-year-old listener. Drink better. Be snobs about your liquor.
Or don't drink. High school person
that may
listening.
Be appropriate.
Don't drink.
That's
Talk
better.
to your mom if you have feelings of drinking. Or your dad. Or your guardian. Or your preacher.
Or your friend.
But not Poodle. So anyway, y'all, they're at this dinner. And so
I do not advocate underage drinking.
So they start talking.
But once you're 21, down it.
Oh, Jesus. So, okay, y'all. These friends are on it because basically Andrew says, look, I think Tania's in denial. She saw red flags when she was with, because Tania says, I saw red flags. And Andrew's like, well, if you saw the red flags, then you saw it. It's your choice not to believe it. You sold yourself on it. We said this. I'm like, have they listened to our show?
Yeah, I mean, they're saying what people have said about Tania in the past and how she's trying to change him, but she saw everything that was going against him.
Yep.
And my favorite thing that was said, you guys, is Sinjin saying, you want way more change from me than I want from you. And she couldn't say anything for that.
She couldn't say anything. But James could because he basically was like, girl.
Yeah, and she's on
you
in
married
tears.
You married now.
Yeah.
Okay, is James gay or is he just a guy from South Africa
I think he's just
who says something and purses his lips?
I think he's just a very free man. He's a very free heterosexual male.
Free heterosexual man. And so James even says, I'm going to have to take you back there. Take all of your red flags and do what? Change him or change who he is, or you're waiting for a dream that's not going to happen.
Yep.
I literally was like, did he listen to Jake talking about Fantasyland?
Yeah, I feel like, y'all, this needs to... They kind of need to pull an Asuelu Kalani and write down what both of them want.
Both of them want. Yeah.
I think if they were to pull the list up to one another, it would be one of these do not equal signs.
Yeah. Because Tania says, we're not here to do this. And James says, oh, I think we are.
Yeah.
This is a catty bitch.
Yeah, Miss Mustache.
But here's the deal. Sinjin says, the deal is they really need a couples therapist because Sinjin says, I never told you what I need. And so the reason why it's not on
They're
Tania,
not communicating.
You can't be mad at someone for not reading your mind.
It's also...
And Tania is trying to read his mind because Sinjin is not telling her what he needs.
They're not communicating. Yeah. Even though she's like... She thinks they are communicating a lot. You're not getting authentic communication.
Because I used to be like that. I'd be like, but I can't believe they did that to me. And then I'd have real bitch friend over here saying, if you don't tell people what you want, they're gonna treat you how they want to treat you.
You would bend over and just take it from anyone.
And I was a pushover.
Exactly.
So, I think that it's they're just basically like, Tania needs to have patience. And she's like, okay, I'll work on that, but
she's not going to work on it.
I still don't think they're going to end up being together.
They'll have to have, they should wind up in couples therapy. Supposedly, they're still together.
I still think there's a part of me that says, I think
he's going to cheat on her.
He's a cheater.
You're dead on right.
I think what Sinjin is still saying, I'm an easygoing guy, and he's going to use that forever to not take responsibility and not ever show up and be an adult.
I agree because it seems like that is how his parents treated him.
Yep. Especially after seeing this.
Mm-hmm. And they've said, he's a very free spirit. So,
which is why saying, we let him do what he wants.
Yeah.
He doesn't take responsibility for anything.
If Sinjin doesn't get anything done, he doesn't get it
done.
He
doesn't want to be... But I'm like, you're not a fucking child. You decided to marry someone. Yep. No one forced you. You fucking decided to do that. So either make it work or get the fuck out.
And I feel like he's gone from...
I think he's more in the wrong than she is.
I don't even think either of them are in the wrong. I feel like they just don't speak the same language to one another.
No, they don't.
And I feel like his parents were always there to kind of be there to say, yeah, sure. If you need to move out of your place for a while, come stay with us for a while.
Yeah.
Your dream of being a bartender and surfing on the weekends, and
sure.
Your next dream of living in Morocco for a while, or fine. That's your St. John's a wanderer.
Yep.
He doesn't have to support anyone because let's say God forbid St. John was a black South African with either a family to support. He could not be a free spirit.
No.
So, yeah, they're not looking good right now.
Speaking of people who don't like to do shit and pull their own weight, let's talk about Paul.
Hey, Fran. Creanie, there's a shit ton packed in the car, and we're going to go out in the rain to see a poop factory.
All right. And by the way, we're going to play this song called Stay, Stay, Stay With Me. This really random song. I Shazammed
That was weird.
This is from a band called They Might Be Tall People. They wanted to say We Might Be Giants. That name was taken. And they're a Canadian band. And they didn't want to offend anyone.
I believe
they're from Windsor.
This is also signed to Def Jam Records, which we've talked about on our Too Hot to Handle. Not DEF, but DEAF Jam.
Uh-huh. It's where they don't listen before they sign you.
Right.
Yeah. So, y'all...
it's a Lee Spike joint.
Yes, exactly. So look up They Might Be Tall People.
They might be tall people.
Find them anywhere you can buy music from Sam Goody.
Stay together. So
y'all, my father's a plumber, and he's never even taken me to a water treatment plant.
I just think this is the worst group outing ever.
It's horrible.
I feel like,
and Karina sees through it.
I feel like he's almost trolling her at this point.
No, she's like, you're bad. Because he's trying to say, I'm just trying to show, I'm going here to get a job. No, he's going here to say, look how much better my country is than yours.
We do sewage treatment, and you like shit in the river.
Yeah, because he's like, Tongcheng stinks. It stinks. And it probably does. Karina probably can't smell it.
But not as bad as a sewage treatment plant.
We had one right by our high school, and it smelled so bad. I used to play over by it while my brother was playing baseball, and I'd get bored. No, that's where I'd play Wonder Woman and run around the poop facility.
So they are
by myself.
They want to visit the poop water facility, and she says, "You're bad. He's obsessed. He should be a plumber." And she's like, "He's obsessed with poop." And I think in Paul's weird logic that this is convincing her to stay in America in a weird way.
I think he's trolling her, but I also think in his way, because this is what's important to him.
Right. I think, and we have a guy who walks over who is the kind of manager. I think right now, it's time for an episode of 90 Days Theater. I'm going to ask you to play the role of Guy, owner of the facility, as well as Karini. And I'll be playing the role of, hey, Fran Paul.
All right.
Fran, this has been such a nice tour of this poop water facility. Fran, I've really enjoyed. I know it's pouring down rain, and I brought my wife and my newborn baby out here, and we're doing our best. And I'd also like to ask you: are you hiring at the moment? Are you hiring? It's a weird thing to ask. I know on a tour, especially the poop water facility. But are you?
Goddamn, boy, I haven't even had my lunch break yet. I haven't even had my Crystal Light. God, Paul. What do you think? You think I'm going to hire you? Look at you.
Is that a no? Is that a no, friend?
I mean, fuck, look at, you're wearing an oversized camo shirt I think you got from Kmart.
I'll have you know it's Under Armour. But I'll take that under advisement.
You're bringing your wife and your baby out to a fucking poop facility. Who does that?
Well, I was actually quite fascinated with your technology here, friend, and I wanted to tell you
this is the weirdest fucking job interview I've ever done.
You know what? So is that a yes?
Fuck no. I gotta go on my break. Just stay here out of the rain. Fuck.
And scene. I've got to ask, what do you have in your mouth?
Chewing tobacco.
That is what is you. So I thought you put something in your mouth.
No, it's just I move my.
That is so method, y'all.
I go there.
I'm actually really impressed. I have people come at me and say, people come at me and say I am mean to you all the time. I swear to God, I will completely validate you when you do something really well.
Look, you know what Poodle's taught me? If he does something,
I'm a professional and I have very high standards.
And a lot of it, I realize, is not about me. It's his stuff.
Very much
everybody.
High standards, yeah.
And if Poodle crosses a line, y'all, I will tell him, as I have told him.
Oh, you should hear what happens if we get off air. I'm verbally abused.
Oh. But he has taught me to stand up for myself, and then he realized, oh, fuck, now he's doing it with me. So we're fine.
Y'all, anyway, so...
that makes sense because I was talking and Tim, and I thought I had something on my face because you were kind of looking at me.
I was like, what is in your mouth? And I'm like, oh, I believe that's a chaw.
Yeah, it's a chaw.
Good for you.
Thanks. Paul's a fuck. Why can't Paul look? And he
still doesn't have a job, by the way.
I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it in a demeaning way. Because people that work at places like a convenience store or McDonald's, these are hardworking people.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that. I'm saying though the qualifications to work at those places, like you don't have to have a whole lot. You don't have to have a school degree even. Like you could. So you need to be now. Why I don't understand why Paul couldn't get those jobs now. I don't think Paul could keep all those jobs because, like some of those people who work at a 7-Eleven or a Burger King that are hardworking, Paul is not hardworking, and he would fucking blow up the fry machine.
He's been in a tech job before.
But couldn't he at least, get a job somewhere?
Yeah, that's what's weird.
What it is hit me. He doesn't want to work.
No, he doesn't want to work.
And he's going back to Brazil saying he tried. He just wants to jump from place to place.
Brazil is the last resort to make so Carini won't leave him.
Exactly. He doesn't want to take any responsibility, and he wants to drag this out for as long as he can.
And y'all, so they're going to go back to, he agrees in the end to go back to Tonachin's friend. Tonachin's. That is the most Paul town in the world, the way he said Tonachin's. It's almost better than Manaus friend.
It's almost like Winniewood.
Winniewood friend.
Winniewood friend.
So he's going to go back. He agrees. He's like, for a little bit. For a little bit, friend. He's like, it's going to be hard living with Carini's family. But I want her to I know she misses Brazil and she misses mother and father.
Because Carini, I think, thought that she would have more family support. At least from the way that this has been edited. Mary's having to take
Mother Paul is like having lunch at Cairo's with her bridge group every day.
She's having to say, sorry, you've got to do this on your fucking own. Yeah. I'm not raising your kid. Which, good for her, because Paul's dad probably is having none of it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to get a job. It's
agree.
harder to keep a job, which Paul would fuck up, but it's not that hard to get one, y'all.
I agree. No. You're just flailing your body.
Does it feel? Is it nostalgic to see a twink dance around in your hotel room for you?
If this was and by a twink dancing in my hotel room, this is like flash forward 30 years. It was like something like out of Terminator.
Let's just listen.
Mm-hmm. What kind of telescope filter is that twink in it? I don't think you were ever a twink.
No,
I was a twink. I was a twink.
Yeah, I don't think I ever was. I was always kind of a man.
I think you moved from 22-year-old boy to woman. I don't think there was ever a man stage.
That's true. Oh, actually, in high school I was a twink, but I wasn't gay out then. So,
but your face was all misshapen.
Wow.
Think of it. No, it kind of was. We've seen it.
I take
your
it
face
back.
Is much better now.
Poodle's mean to me. Let's just get on with it.
Your face was misshapen, though.
And you know what? And your personality still is misshapen.
This is our Sissy Spotlight for this week.
Sissy Spotlight.
Roll tape.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, Queens. It's Heather and Laura Eubanks. I just wanted to thank all of the sissies for all of the help, the love, and concern that you guys have given us through all of this lovely pot hash drama with our house. We are hopefully getting out soon. We have spoken with a few lawyers and have a couple things that we need to do. And I will be giving an update to everyone soon, but I just wanted to thank you guys so much. We love you.
Y'all, we tell you, this shit is real.
Whoa.
People are really going through it.
That's Sissy Heather dealing with the podcast, as in Elizabeth's family,
pieces of shit.
as in Family Libby, as in We Love America, as in Charlie. This Moldovan Coke has a real bite to it.
They've been updating. You can go if
they're dealing with not getting evicted from the podcast.
Exactly. If you want to find all that out, you can join our Sissy Squad, our private Facebook group. As Poodle says, we have fun in there.
We have fun in there.
And but y'all, we love you. Sending prayers going
Calling
up.
all prayer warriors.
Calling all
for
prayer
Sissy
warriors
Heather and her partner.
Oh boy, what a bunch of bullshit.
We appreciate all the goodwill that's been going on. They're fighting it. They're talking to lawyers. They're doing everything they can.
They are.
Yep.
All right, Poodle, is it time? We're done with the show.
It's time for our
That's it.
shout-outs.
Oh, yeah. I'm teasing. I remembered. Y'all, we're on this is our 4th time going through the alphabet.
Wow.
Thanks again, Mary, for keeping track of this. We're starting on A. A
is for anxiety.
A is for Adam's apple. Always gave me away.
Ooh.
A is also for Adam Felk.
Felk?
Adam Felk.
Oof. I've had a good felking occasionally.
Jesus. Adam Felk.
Felk.
Y'all.
This is a boy.
This is a man.
Is he hot?
I'm not answering that question. Y'all, Adam Felk.
I need to not ask that.
He is really into genealogy.
Okay.
Really, really into genealogy.
Okay.
And he has been learning about his family. And he did the Ancestry.com. He's done Me and 23.
Yeah, 23andMe.
23andMe. He even did Joni Spit in a Cup and I'll tell you where you're from, reader. And so he'll do anything.
My favorite part of that was Joni.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. This is the deal. Joni told him that he's actually not a Felk.
Okay.
That he's a Belk.
Oh, my God. The Belk, like the people who own the department store from where I come from.
And that he's a bastard child of the Belks, and his name was changed to Felk. Or really with a W.
He's responsible for my mother buying me clothes for back to school all the way here.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't read about him in the paper, because ever since then...
He's a Belk.
He has been protesting every day saying, "Free the Felk, I'm a Belk." He thinks that's going to catch on. It really hasn't yet, but you can find him.
He should just become a Macy because Macy's took it over.
It's true.
Boy, I ruined that, didn't I?
He feels like he has the namesake to take it back. He's never had a business class, and he doesn't get how commerce really works.
Right.
Owning business. He just thinks
neither
he should
did the
have
Belks.
it. So he really thought he was kind of out of this. And then he started fucking a Belk.
An actual Belk?
An actual Belk.
But he's a Belk.
Well, he's long since removed, so he's kind of looking over that. And he's like, it's in the South.
Like second cousin.
So he's fucking like his 4th cousin, which is fine. My cousin Lolo's married to her 2nd cousin anyway. So
we don't like Lolo, though.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, he's fucking his 4th cousin. However, he doesn't realize his 4th cousin's a man. I don't know if Adam Felk is gay in real life. Is he aware? I don't know if Adam Felk is gay in real life. This cousin is rich and he's fucking him, but he realizes that it's probably not going to happen because the Belks are probably pretty homophobic.
I don't know.
I'm going to say they are.
They do deal in clothes, so they have to employ a lot of gay people.
Oh, maybe they but either way, y'all, it's not going to happen. You know why? Because he told his story to this guy at a Whataburger, and then he said, "I'm a Belk." So guess what? Spoiler alert, this guy isn't really a Belk. He's just going to take him for his money and do cocaine in his bathroom. Good luck to you, Adam.
Boy, that ended sad. A little addendum. There's no Whataburgers where there are Belks, but that's okay.
You know, it's my sissy spotlight.
You know what? That's fair.
Shut up. It's fair. Poodle, who are you talking about today?
Mine is Becky Jizzin.
Jesus.
Becky Jizzin. Becky Jizzin. Not Jizzin. Jissin. Becky, or it could be Jizzin. I don't know if the Z is voiced or not. Becky Jizzin. Let's go with Jizzin.
Sissin.
Okay. That's how they pronounce it in Europe. Anyway,
Tell us
y'all,
about Becky.
Becky is obsessed with big flowing wigs.
I love her already.
To the point of, like, not just, like, cute little wigs that show that you look day-to-day wear. We're talking big drag wigs. Like purple, all kinds of colors. The bigger, the better. The more shit in there. You know how, like, you get one of those Bloody Marys in a place and it's got, like, a fucking, like, onion ring and
bacon.
2 mozzarella sticks and a hot dog? Mm-hmm. That's what the wigs are basically like, but not food. Like sparklers and pinwheels and shit.
I love a volume wig.
Yeah. She loves that. So she was also obsessed when they were, remember when Roseanne was on?
Yeah.
And the one woman said, I'm Becky and I'm leaving. And Becky said, wait, my name is Becky. I could be on Roseanne. And she auditioned for Roseanne.
Oh.
And it was a really heated process. She comes in there with her fucking wigs all over the place, immaculate.
Oh, wow.
Like purple wigs.
She didn't really do her character research, did she?
No, she didn't. She didn't know it was a working class family. She didn't realize that Roseanne's family might not have enough money to make that wig upkeep. She walked into that audition with a full-on pink bouffant. But the hair person saw something more in her and said, and saw, and like out of a dream, he's like, now that's commitment. That's a girl who goes for it. That's a whole different, she reinvented that Becky character. She's now Becky who feels good about herself. This girl, I don't know what she's doing. This girl's Sarah Chalk, who's the one who's really going for her. You know, she looks like she's like going to be on some show called Scrubs later. Who even knows? I may be completely clairvoyant here, but I'm just a gay hairstylist who knows really good hair. And I just know that this Becky is the Becky with the good hair.
I was waiting for it.
And the producers said, we like the other girl. So Becky with the good hair, with the purple beehive, bouffant, walked away. But that hairstylist, that gay flaming queen, ran up to her and says, I just want you to know you did the best you possibly could. And I want you to work for me. And from then on, Becky with the good hair, Becky Jizzin, worked on that last season of Roseanne and then was out of work right after and never worked again.
Okay.
And then she went on. Do her own thing. Never stopped wearing those pink wigs, though.
This is appropriate because it was just Beyonce's birthday this week.
Yes.
How fitting.
Anyway, wow. Thank you for not really doing my punchline. Not laughing at it.
No, I was waiting for it.
Yeah, it's not very satisfying.
What?
Anyway, that's Becky Jizzin. Let's end the show.
I liked it.
Let's just move on.
I still love that she didn't understand the show at all.
No. She knew what she liked. That's all.
Y'all, that's funny because it's true, because it happens. Good for you, Becky. Y'all, that's the show.
That's the show.
You can go to 90daygays.com, find everything about us, our other podcasts we do. Sign up for our Sissy Sentinel. That's our once-a-month newsletter. Going to be sending out some information about our virtual live show coming in October.
And y'all join our Patreon. We're having so much fun there.
Really
on Friday, we're releasing a new Bi-Curious episode for you. It's going to be an episode of Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset.
For those of you, boy, this bitch is already ready to go. She's packing up her shit.
No, I'm just moving my bag. I am hungry. I'm hungry.
So am I. You know what? And I'm a professional, so I'm fine. I'm not packing my bag.
And you've never wrapped up the show early for your own personal needs.
Maybe.
One time, literally, he's doing this, and I was like, we
gonna get fucked.
And he was like, "Get out! He's coming over."
Remember the times before COVID when you could just get fucked after a podcast?
We're gonna have to record like 7 episodes on one day just to get, because I won't see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy. Anyway, that's the show, y'all.
That is the show. We had a really good time. Jump at us too at Cameo. Our links to Cameo are in the show notes. We got merch. I think that's it. Fuck it. Oh, right. Leave a review, y'all.
Please.
Nothing pleases Poodle as punch more.
I'm pleased as punch.
Pleased as punch. When you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, even if you don't know what to say, give us 5 stars. And what do you say, Poodle? Keep going, Queens.
I'm sorry.
God, someone got on his phone on his grinder to meet somebody in the
I
hotel.
literally had like 4 messages. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
because I've been doing this podcast since 2008.
Y'all, we call these people lonely hearts for Poodle, aren't we? All just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yes. And if you think if you think that working with poop water might be a job you'd be interested in, call us.